This is Jarrod Horak, and this is my Preakness 2024 recap video. And the race has just been run, and it was Seize the Gray pulling off the 9-1 wire-to-wire upset on the muddy track for trainer D. Wayne Lukas, 88-year-old veteran trainer Wayne Lukas, and that was his 6th Preakness victory. Jaime Torres, 25-year-old rider, gets the job done. So we saw the youngest rider and the oldest trainer get the job done. MyRaceHorse, the owner. Now, they sell shares in horses, and you could have purchased a share for Seize the Gray for $127. And my friend Brad is one of the shareholders. So he called me and after the race, and I congratulated him. It was an exciting win for all of the MyRaceHorse team, D. Wayne Lukas, Jaime Torres, and everybody else associated with Seize the Gray. Nice victory here. He was able to just get out there and set the pace. Now, the track's been favoring speed all week. On Thursday, the track was fast. It was favoring speed at Pimlico. On Friday, we had a fast track as well. Horses with early pressing speed did best. And then today, once again, the track started out as good, and then it was downgraded to muddy because it started to rain again during Preakness Day. And Seize the Gray was able to seize the day and the opportunity, and right out of the gate was able to get out there and get the lead over Imagination and Frankie Dettori. And once he was able to get out there, and the fractions weren't particularly fast, 47 and change, they weren't flying, they were honest enough, but he was just clipping along at a decent pace, loving the mud, and keeping all the mud off of him, and he was just able to keep on going. He was able to put away Imagination, turn away Kentucky Derby winner Mystik Dan, win by a couple lengths. Excellent effort. The final time was 1:56.82, and the complete order of finish, we had Seize the Gray going wire to wire and finishing first. Kentucky Derby winner Mystik Dan was second. Catching Freedom was third, and then we had my top choice running a disappointing race, Tuscan Gold, finishing fourth. Just Steel was fifth. We had Uncle Heavy in sixth, Imagination in seventh, and Longshot Mugatu finished eighth and last, and then Muth, your morning line favorite, ended up scratching earlier this week. So that's the look back at the complete order of finish. Now the top 3 finishers in the Preakness, Seize the Gray, Mystik Dan, Catching Freedom, all came back in 2 weeks. Now Seize the Gray ran in the Pet Day Mile on the Kentucky Derby undercard, and he won that race. And then you had Mystik Dan and Catching Freedom finishing first and fourth in the Kentucky Derby, and they came back and ran decent races on that 2-week turnaround. So we didn't have the fresh horses this year, but we did have a horse that did not run in the Kentucky Derby, once again winning the Preakness Stakes. So that angle continues to go well. Horses of the last few years, the horses that did not compete in the Kentucky Derby come back and they win the Preakness. But Mystik Dan and his team, Ken McPeak, Brian Hernandez Jr., everybody involved with Mystik Dan, excellent job, good sportsmanship to bring him back in 2 weeks to Pimlico and give a shot at the Triple Crown. He ran his race. He got the wet track that he liked. He had a decent enough trip. He had every chance in the stretch to run down Seize the Gray, but nobody was catching that horse this day. And as for Catching Freedom, solid effort. It was, again, nice sportsmanship for trainer Brad Cox, bringing Catching Freedom back in 2 weeks. He didn't have to bring him back in 2 weeks. They thought about maybe just skipping the Preakness and running in the Belmont, or possibly running in the Matt Winn Stakes and then running in the Haskell Stakes later this year. But good sportsmanship. He was doing well. They brought him back. And it was nice to see, too, for horses that run races. Seize the Gray, D. Wayne Lukas runs his horses. You see some trainers like Chad Brown with Tuscan Gold, even Bob Baffert. They have good time between starts. They do a lot of workouts, get their horses prepared that way for races. Then you have the old school way, like D. Wayne Lukas. He was able to run his horses and have fitness and run them into shape. And then cutting back to that 1-turn mile last time, getting that speed into Seize the Gray. So he had that combination. He was able to handle 2 turns and then cutting him back and winning that Pet Day Mile, getting some speed into him. And then the strategy after Muth was out, I'm sure, was let's try to get up there. And if we can get the lead, let's do it. I'm sure that's what it was. And then once Frankie Dettori didn't send Imagination and Seize the Gray had the lead, Dettori was comfortable tracking him. It was game over because Seize the Gray was just able to go all the way. So excellent effort from Seize the Gray, Mystik Dan, Catching Freedom third, as I said. Tuscan Gold, he had a little bump at the start. No excuses, though. He just wasn't good enough. But this track was definitely favoring horses that were forwardly placed, able to get into the race. I was hoping the Tuscan Gold could have worked out. more of a tactical trip, kind of like he did in the Louisiana Derby, but he wasn't able to do that. Had a little bump out of the start, scooted towards the inside, never really got close, kind of found his best stride way too late, and he ended up finishing fourth. Again, no excuses there. I picked him on top. I was wrong. I did not have the Preakness winner this year, but exciting race nonetheless. And hopefully anybody who had Seize the Grey, congratulations. Happy that you cashed in the Preakness Stakes this year. And now I'm looking forward to 3 weeks in the Belmont Stakes. No Triple Crown on the line, but it's going to be a fun 4-day Belmont Stakes festival at Saratoga Racecourse later in June. Now, that'll wrap up all of that. And what I want to talk about now is my YouTube channel continues to grow. Earlier this week, I got a little note from YouTube that said that my channel went over 1 million total views since I started my channel. So good milestone for the channel. We keep picking up a lot of subscribers. I'm going to keep doing a lot of these videos as we continue on the Triple Crown series and then beyond that as well. So keep watching my YouTube channel for all of this Triple Crown series coverage and then horse racing coverage in general. I'm going to do as many videos as I can. If I keep getting all of these views and all this interest in my channel, I'm going to continue to post more and more horse racing videos. So I want to thank everybody for watching my videos, everybody for purchasing my Triple Crown Series full cards, my Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks Day, and then Black-Eyed Susan Day and Preakness Day. Had good results on the undercard for Oaks Day, Kentucky Derby Day, Black-Eyed Susan Day. Had some winners again on Kentucky Derby Day, even had a pick 4 earlier in the day. So good success on those full cards. And thank you everybody for purchasing and watching my videos. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.